The third one is the thoughtful architect. This type of effective leadership focused on design. Its principal architect and designer of the strategist scraps seemingly disparate ideas into a way forward, scans the environment, sees what's happening in the environment, and creates an organizing framework. The thoughtful architect leads through creating a clear strategy. Based on original thinking, these leaders can craft seemingly disconnected ideas into a viable way forward and can invent and think through radical new ways of working. They are often seen as the principal strategist and designer of grand plans, holding the bigger picture in their heads throughout the process. Thoughtful architects can be hard to read sometimes, as their emotions are often well contained, indeed concealed. They themselves may be somewhat out of touch with their own feelings when it comes to interacting with others, which may make them seem cold or distant. However, their overriding passion will be to create strategies that work in a future that makes sense. Get them talking about the future and you will see their passion revealed. Because they want to make sense of things first, they come up with plans which are already well thought out. This can lead to potential conflict with others as they may not truly offer the chance to influence the outcome. Given that the thoughtful architect is more likely to favor the inner world rather than the outer world, interactions and engagements with others may take a back seat. Visionary motivator focuses on buy-in, articulates compelling picture of the future, motivates and inspires people. Visionary motivators focus on harnessing the human resources and talent around the organization. They inspire, motivate, and engage people in the organization's future by employing emotionally charged language and using metaphor to create a vibrant and collective sense of potential. The visionary motivator articulates a compelling picture of the future and enlists others in the journey. They give purpose to people in their day-to-day roles. The visionary motivator begins by suggesting a possible future and rapidly engages others in this. The vision itself tends to be a reflection of followers' needs and wishes, and creates interest and excitement without being prescripted or narrow. An important element of the visionary motivator's natural approach is that they role model what it's like to be motivated and inspired. They are energetic and relentlessly upbeat, and have the vitality and the passion to draw people along in their way. They have clarity of purpose and the dynamism to go with it. The visionary motivator wins the respect and trust of followers by inviting them to believe that they can achieve more than they ever thought possible. They have a real sense of direction and generally feel quite buoyant. They are the upside in most things and most people. Sometimes they just can see what other people's problem is. They are happy to just see and feel the outside of everything. The only things that might lower their spirit is other people's pessimism or inertia. Rolling eyes or blank stares don't go down very well with visionary motivators. Visionary motivators are not over-parental characters who take care of things for people. Neither are they actors or entertainers who simply make people laugh or take their mind off work for an hour or so. Neither are they liars or fantasists. What they say has at least a modicum of substance and leads to an energetic response from people. The last one is the measured connector. This focuses on connectivity, reinforces what's important, and establishes a few simple rules, connects people and agendas. Measured connectors believe that people, a successful and responsive organization, are constantly communicating with each other, rather than waiting for directives from above. These leaders pay attention to connectivity by bringing people together and helping the organization to understand its sense of purpose and important ground rules. When performing the measured connector role, the leader focuses the connecting a myriad of different agendas and helping to create a common sense of meaning. This leader is able to deal with multiple stakeholders and competing objectives in a calm and focused way, slowly creating trust, taking an interest in people's needs and motivations, testing alignment, and continuing to move things forward towards action. They can act as a focal point around which people can gather. Their patterns of influence are steady and always about moving people towards the areas of common interest and encouraging small experiments and early prototypes to emerge. Measured connectors are able to embrace a situation fully and are able to understand, but not be overly concerned about the number of stakeholders or the multiplicity of agendas. They are interested in learning about other people's concerns and able to weigh this up in a dispassionate way, rooting out the interests and pockets of energy that will help to further the common strategic aims. They never tire of bridging people together and encouraging information flow and exchange of ideas. Their interest is not in controlling these interactions, but in emphasizing the common purpose that binds the entire community together and encouraging people to take small actions where they feel ready to do so. In your current change, which of the 5 qualities rules are you demonstrating to good effect? Which might you need to master over the coming months, and why? Maybe you are now thinking, what effective leadership role will be suited to your organization or workplace? The first thing to realize is that in order to step into a new role, you need to know yourself. This is true for actors as well as leaders. It is important to be able to access all your experiences and talents if you want to expand your ability to perform well in a range of roles. There may be times in the past when you have acted as an edgy catalyst and it worked. There may be times when you unexpectedly acted as a visionary motivator and inspired a whole group of people. These experiences are important to recall, understand, and draw on. When you look through the descriptions of the 5 leadership roles, you will notice that there are one of 2 roles which you have already mastered well and which have now become second nature to you. Then you will notice that 1 or 2 of the roles are roles that you think you visit from time to time, but you're not very sure how convincing or competent you are in these roles. Finally, you will notice that there is at least one role that feels as if it is completely beyond you, or seems to be outside your experience. What we resist persists. What we accept dissolves. By doing the least, the most is achieved. When the change manager rests in a place of non-action, everything gets done without any effort. When the individual or the organization makes a speedy recovery, the change manager stays alert to the possibility of a replace. When progress is slow, the change manager keeps open the space where an unexpected miracle might occur. In one sense, it's a good idea to know about your limitations, especially those which really cannot be shifted. However, it's also important to challenge your own notion of what's possible. Some of our ideas about limitations are entirely false. For instance, the statements below made by leaders are the start of a leadership development program are unnecessarily limiting, just like, I can change the way I am. I am someone who doesn't pay attention to time. I can just suddenly become inspirational. I have a monotone voice. It's not possible to change your leadership style. It's natural. I only like working with highly motivated people. I don't believe in making things easy for my staff. I am a high energy manager. Knowing which role or roles you tend to gravitate to is important in a number of ways. Understanding your own tendencies helps you to know which areas you can build on and what you can expect to achieve. It also helps you to know which roles you could develop to make yourself more flexible. But more importantly, it helps you to know the kinds of leaders you should surround yourself with to accomplish your organizational goals. Leaders don't all have to be highly dominant people. They don't all have to be interpersonal wizards. It's not essential for all leaders to be electrifying speakers and leading-edge thinkers. Neither is it essential for every single leader to be superbly organized, but it does help to be at least some of these things. And leaders have to learn to develop the right mix of role to match their personality, the organizational situation, and the people around them. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day, everyone.